Hey guys, this is Jacques from MakuluLinux. Okay, I'm still getting a lot of emails, a lot of comments about this whole side panel and bottom panel, and I'm not sure the guys are actually getting it. Maybe I didn't explain it properly. I don't know, but I want to just sort of put this to or lay it to rest once and for all. Okay, Unity side panel cannot be moved. It cannot be moved. It cannot be removed. I read a post somewhere where somebody actually asked Mark Shuttleworth about it, because they used to make it so that you could move it. I think it was just move it. I don't think you could ever remove it, but at one stage you could move it with some plugins and stuff like that. And then after a certain version, I'm not even sure which version, I think it was after 12.10 or something, they stopped that feature. And the reason for that is Unity side panel is now part of the actual Unity code. It is so integrated into Unity itself that you would literally probably have to rewrite half of Unity just to move this or just to get rid of it. Okay, so it's not an option that I can do, because I see a lot of posts, just move it, just do this, just do that. I cannot. I mean, it's impossible. So it is there to stay. Okay, now that does not mean it's not useful. That does not mean it's not a cool panel if you actually use it to your advantage. Okay, because right now, if I open up a window, this top panel, this top bar is always going to be there. Even if these plugins weren't here, any window that you open that you maximize to the top, it's always going to have those three buttons, although they're usually on the other side, and it's always going to have the file, edit, view, go, bookmarks, and help. So this is not wasted space, because it's always going to be there. But in this case, they've actually put the plugins into the same little window, so you don't have an extra panel there. So this top bar is actually utilized very well with Unity. When they built this is brilliant. I must say, top panel, I'm very impressed with it. The problem has always been the side panel. The side panel was always bigger. It's usually about somewhere down here where I'm moving the mouse now. So it's like more than double the size of what I've currently made it. It's as big as thing sitting in the middle on the side of your computer desktop, and it's wasting all of that space. Okay, I've reduced it to literally just that little space over there, so it already is much smaller than it's supposed to be. Okay, for starters, that's one thing. The other thing is that I've added the bottom bar. Now if you actually have a window open, this complements each other. All these panels, they complement each other so well, because firstly, if you want to access your favorites, you just move your mouse left. If you want to minimize a window, you just go down, click, that's it. If you want to access your plugins, you just move the mouse up. You want to access controls, you just move the mouse over to that side. So you literally get the three panels that kind of sits like a continuous border right around whatever window you have open. And you can just move your mouse to do something. You don't have to right click and go change backgrounds and it's right there. You just go there and there, image next, previous, select wallpapers, so, and just change it. So pretty much you got your favorites to the left, you got your Windows list to the bottom, you got your plugins and your controls to the top. So whatever you've got open, you just move your mouse to wherever you want to do something. And I think this is something that the testers found very quickly that was very useful. And I think this is what they literally saw, because this is what I noticed once I actually had the bottom panel working with a menu and everything else just working. I found myself literally just moving the mouse to do something without having to first go to menu, do this, do that, or right clicking on the desktop to get somewhere. I now just move the mouse left, up, or down. That's it. It just makes working so much quicker and easier. The favorites panel takes a hell of a lot of favorites. You can add more to this panel because the panel is scrollable. So I can go, let's go find something here. Let's go add Archive Manager. I'm just dumping stuff in there, whatever comes up to mind. Let's put Update Manager in there. Let's put additional drivers in there. Okay, now let's close it. See how many items I've got here in the panel, and all I do is I just move the mouse. So you can put 50 items in here. I'm not even sure what the limit of this panel is, but you can put all your most used ones right on top, and the less used ones just sort of within scrollable reach. So it is a very, very handy panel if it's utilized properly. At the moment, Ubuntu has it like more than double the size, so it's wasted space. They only give you the option of this one single launcher, okay, and half of the time, I mean, you're digging through paid ads to get to anything you want, okay, and they've got no Windows list other than having to actually click on something that's open and double click if it's grouped. So it's just their way of doing it. It's not tidy, it is ugly, it is messy, and it actually makes you wanna just punch your PC. Understand? And I think that is why everybody hates this panel so much. It's just, I think it's done really badly. I don't know who designed it, but I think they could have done a much better job. And who knows, maybe it's just part of their plan of, you know, like a lot of people design something and then the first version isn't great and the second version is a little better but still not great, and then the third or fourth one comes out and then suddenly it's just awesome. So who knows, they may have bigger plans for the panel, but at this point in time I don't really like it, and I know a lot of people feel that way. But the three panels, the way I've set it up now, they really work well together. You've got your controls, your plugins, your controls, your favorites, and your Windows list at the bottom. So it's just whatever you're doing, it's like the whole window is your playground without having to actually to go into anywhere. If that makes any sense, it does. Once you start using it, you'll understand what I mean. I think that's one of the things that will make this release really appealing to a lot of people, is that you can get stuff done so much quicker without having to dig through menus or right-clicking menus or whatever. So you just move your mouse left, right, up, down, wherever you want, and everything's at your fingertip. And that is why the three panels work so well together, because literally here's your workspace, and it's like a layer around your workspace, surrounded by everything you need right at your fingertips. If these aren't the apps you use, remove them, put your own ones in. You know, you can literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, although that one's always there, so let's count 12. I'm working in a virtual PC with limited space, and I've got 12 apps already in here. If you have a bigger screen resolution, you probably can put double that. So you can have like 20, 30 of your favorite apps all in the side panel, just a click away. You don't have to go into any menus to access them. You just move your mouse to the left and click on it. That's it. The plugins on top, I've only added a few. You can still add a dozen more plugins. You can fill this whole bar with plugins. These plugins, some of them hardly use any memory at all. And if your PC's got plenty of RAM, you don't need to worry about that factor anyway. So you can just stack up the plugins here. All your favorite stuff, quick access. Then you've got your controls here on the top left to make easy access to any of that. And then on top of that, you can minimize quite quickly and easily a window just by moving your mouse to the bottom and just clicking on it, or closing it by simply a right click. So these three panels work really well together, and that you need to understand, or see at least see the vision that I have for the edition. It's not just about the bottom panel that I've added, it's about the way the three blend together well, simply because I added a bottom panel. If that makes any kind of sense, you're now surrounded by a layer of awesomeness where you can just move your mouse on the screen wherever to do whatever without digging through any menus or right clicking or minimizing and then accessing something. It's all at your fingertips. You can have dozens of favorites right on the left, and I mean that's a little bit of space it takes. That's hardly any space on your monitor. You got your controls top left. You got lots of plugins you can put on here. On a screen with a bigger resolution, this space over here is going to be twice as much. So you can just stack up on these icons if you really want to. And if you install Skype or anything like that, it puts a little icon right over here, so it's quick to access it. And then at the bottom, you got a Windows list and a menu. So if you prefer that top menu, use it. If you prefer the normal menu, use it. You know, options are endless. So yeah, that's the whole idea with the whole bottom panel. It's not just a bottom panel, it's a three panel system. Bottom panel, left panel, top panel. This panel over here is almost like having a dock bar. So it's basically what it is, except it's filled with favorites. So that is basically what Makulu Unity is all about. Cool. Hope you guys understand now. But yeah.